Welcome to the Country Balls. I am 1860 Europe, and today I'm going to do a tutorial level. Well, tutorial. So first you want to actually start the game. My groundbreaking device number 1, and new game. So for beginners, I'm going to be honest, I know you might start in 1961. If you want to be historically accurate, 1961 is the way. 1960 campaign, I think though, is the best campaign to start off with, because you have no allies, you have no enemies, nothing. Also, Balkans could be an easy start, it's just as long you have to actually play the game first, which is a problem with that idea, because you need to unlock Ottoman Empire in that. There's conquest modes, which is classic, so it's got all European countries, normal. Madness, you've got one land, you've got to conquer everywhere. Every country in the entire game, barring non-European countries, are in it, because actually United States are a country, you just need to unlock them. And Retro just has the original game map. And historical battles, again, Franco-Prussian War, you just need to win the battle and you've beat it. I don't get the point of it though. So we're going to start as 1960 Europe. Personally, I'd suggest Britain to use this one, but it depends on what you want. You have, so I'll just use Britain because I feel like they're the normal one, and I'll just do easy to show you guys. So in this one you have objectives, so you have to have captured a total of 60 territories. So this is like, you know, all my land. So each individual piece is a territory, so you can see I have quite a bit there. And you need to declare war on countries to claim territories and have puppets. So I'll show you how to do that, declare war and all that. So first I'm going to show you how to upgrade. You need to open this thing called the stats, and you can upgrade your stats using stars. You win by completing battles, so you can upgrade your attack, defense, mana, health. I think attack and health are really important. Mana if you have a lot of money, because you can buy items, and defense I feel like is the least important, but it is still something you want. So I'm just going to upgrade my attack for now. So you can enter your cities. The golden ones are your capitals, so you can see England, it's London, Belgium, it's Brussels, Netherlands, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, so on. So you can see when you've captured people's capitals, so that might be like something you could look out for. Because say if you're trying to launch a naval invasion on Italy, you might want to aim for Rome because that's their capital. But there will be markers with a country ball of that country or something. So say in Germany there's a German Empire ball with a number 1, 2, so on. That means that there's actually guards occupying that place. So when you go there will be reinforcements. You can see your money in the top right corner. So you can see your current health, because after battles you actually have to heal. So I'm going to now enter London. After you've loaded into the city, there's multiple things you can have. You can have taverns, military camps, shops, factories in certain countries, you know, the main countries in World War 1 and 2. And I think you can have one more thing, I'm not sure. So in military camps, you can buy soldiers. So once I have 2,000, I can go to London and I can buy this cool looking dude with a gun. So that would be quite useful. In shops, of course, you can buy stuff. So you can see I can buy a Luger pistol, which is the German one. Personally, healables are really useful in my opinion. And once you're really strong, guns aren't as useful but can still be used and are still recommended to get. These things can do random stuff, so this one is a curse and turns the enemy's attack to 0 for 1 turn. And I know I might be saying 1 turn's not that long, but think about it, they can't do any damage to you, whilst you can do as much damage as you want. Chocolate, in my opinion, is the best healable because it heals 25 damage, 25 mana, and anything which fills mana doesn't cost mana, otherwise that'd be a bit weird. And the most expensive item in the game is the Blade Matcher, which doubles your attack power, which is useful, and it does it for the entire fight, so it doesn't apply forever, so it would be a bit overpowered as. You can have barricades, which prevent damage, spells, which do certain things, exorcisms, which actually weaken your enemy, buffs, which heal, protect, so on, and then you have the weapons category. You can see that in the tank, so the factories, I've got a Mark 5 tank, which does 15 damage, and it does it across the entire board, unless that's just the German tank, has 30 health, and 30 block and 75 health, which does the spread damage. Personally, I don't really use the tanks, but they are an option. There's the barracks, which I'm going to enter now. You can do various mini games. So in this one, you have to shoot to your non-British balls, no matter if they're rival countries, if they're allies. So you see, I need to shoot Switzerland, Luxembourg, Russia, a lot of Portugal, clearly. Depending on what mode you're on, though, there is less characters. So in some modes, there's just thousands of different ones that you barely see British. Whilst if you're in the Balkans, I figured out that you literally see your country quite a bit, considering there's not too many countries in the Balkan War area, because that doesn't have, you know, UK, it doesn't have Russia, no France, no Germany. So once you do this, it actually upgrades your damage, which is quite cool. So there's a way to train without using stars. Finally, you have the fence minigame where you have to try and jump over these obstacles. These ones in the air, but they're not too hard to avoid. It's really these ones which you need to be careful of, because you're obviously not going to jump into a massive brick wall now, are you? This one's easier in my opinion to do, but sometimes it does put you off how far away and how you jump. But you can see I've gained 7 health and 7 shield. And finally, to heal or restore mana, you have to do mini games. So I'm going to look for the icon, so the tavern, we'll do the heal minigame. I'll also show you the other one. So you have to drag the fruit into your character. If there's something over you, it does not automatically, you just need to hold down on it. You can't eat the bombs, obviously. You're not Ralph Wiggum off The Simpsons, are you? So once you do it, it feels your health no matter how much you've got. So even though you need to heal a ton of it. I mean, this one is like Simon Says. So I need to watch, so left, right, 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 left, left, right, left, what? I actually messed it up, but I think you get the point, you know what I mean, don't you? Yeah, left, up. So you see that I've gained mana. And my final tip for being in the countries itself, which you know of, you see the way there's the British country ball here. If I find one whilst doing this tutorial, I'll show you it. But if you say if I in Ireland, so I'm just gonna enter Dublin because I start with this. Say if there was an Irish country ball, you need to tap it 10 times and that'll unlock country. So some countries you can only unlock by completing game modes, whilst others you can actually unlock just by conquering their capital, going into it and finding them. I'm now going to show you how to make an alliance first. So, say I want to be allies with, well, I'm just going this way to see if there's anyone near there. But if I want to be allies with Portugal, I will click on my diplomacy and go over to the Portuguese Empire ball. So here he is, Kingdom of Portugal. You can see your power comparison here, showing that I'm superior, really. You can see the damage comparison, the health comparison, the shield comparison. You can see common allies, you can see common enemies. So say if these are in war with Russia and I am, it'll show there. If I'm allies with France and they are, it'll show there. So this is how you declare war, but I'm going to show alliance first. So I'm going to offer Portugal alliance. This means that I can enter their land. Of course, I can't show Kingdom Portugal because you actually have to beat 1861 on normal difficulty, which is a fairly hard task for new players. So you can see that I can also use my alliance borders to go to Spain. which I'll show you what you can do there in a bit. Well, now you see I can scroll over to the Spanish country ball and I can start war with them. So I can officially declare war with them. Sometimes your allies do join in with you. So I'm not going to show you how to do military combat. So they're not going to do it, but I just did in case. So I got first roll, so 1 or 2 they go first, and if you get 3 or higher, you're the one first. So you can equip the gun like that. You can use water to drink and it will actually fill up your mana. But some countries start with different things, like some only start with bullet ability. So you can see that I've won that battle, and now I've claimed some territory. Also, the heart in the top left corner show you how many life you have, so once they run out you can't do moves or think it's game over if I've not actually got there yet. You can see how many times you've actually forwarded time, and you can see that my actions done are 3 out of 3, meaning that I have to end my turn. And once I've ended my turn, you can see that they've actually counter-attacked some of my lands. So what you want to do to prevent them from taking your stuff is, first I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go to join battle. So by clicking on this, you can, the country ball of Spain, you can join battle. And whoa, we got a 6, that's like the best one you can get. Not that it matters. So I'm going to equip the gun. So now these are going to counter-attack. A way to regain health is by pressing this button, which leaps for a turn, meaning that you regain health, mana, and so on. So you can see that I've defended that territory, which is good for me, because that means that they can't proceed. But if you were to lose, they do gain territory, which isn't good in your sense. So you can see that I have my mainland, you can see that I have Spain in war and in allies. I'm going to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. By pressing info, you can actually see what date it is, and you can also see that in the top left corner and turns. But you can see how much money you have here as well. You can see how much money you gain by simulating, and you can see how many cards you have in total. By checking the deck, you can see what you have. So Britain does start with the flint knot, which is good, shield, which gives 3 defense, and water, which gives you 10 mana, which is useful. So I'm going to simply upgrade my attack, like so. So countries, you can just see, you know, previews of others. So no matter what kingdom, say you start with a shovel, which is a plus for them. Morocco always start with the sledgehammer. Persia start with the rake, which is a new item. Kingdom of Greece start with baseball bats, so on. Objectives you're seeing. Army, you can see how much soldiers you had. So say if I had a £2,000 troop, you can see him there. As I said, diplomacy is where you can see all the country balls which are alive, who's in war with you. You can make peace with people, so by pressing offer peace, you can do that. Or you can offer puppets, which surprisingly worked. I actually just claimed Spain virtually for some reason, so now I technically control Spain, so I can enter wherever I want, and I do have a nice bit of land there. So that's what puppeting does for all of you who don't know. And I think that's about it, so I'm just going to show you what happens at the end of the game. Wait, I've just figured out if you press the envelope, you can see notifications, so you can see that Sweden and Denmark have become allies. It usually shows an on-screen animation, but this is a way to see, you know, what's going on in the world. Also, quick one, you can see how many country balls you have found on this menu right here. And the money, you need 100 for each country ball, and you can buy decorations for your area. So yeah. Also, once you complete a game mode, any game mode I believe, you do get a character for this area, which is quite cool to see, because you can see all random characters here, like there's Britain, there's France, there's Romania, Morocco, España, and Turkey. I forgot how you now pronounce it. Also, a message that can appear once you've done a few invasions on a country, or at least damages. France want me to puppet them, but you can press confirm, and that means that you've earned them. But they also have another country ball, but In this case, I'm just trying to evade to point you what happens at the end of the game. And after you finish the game mode, you do unlock a country ball after getting your 50 territories, 2 allies, but again, objectives is different every time, just to make. Anyway, that's the end of this tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. One last thing, just in case you don't know, you load your saves by pressing the load button. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this did help you start your game. I'm not sure how long this tutorial is going to be, but as I said, as long as it's worked for you guys. But you can see how many characters there is in this game. There's 60, but some of them are hard to find, aren't they? Anyway, thank you guys for watching.